Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my corner of the internet. My name is Jason, and today we're back with some more Elder Scrolls 2 Daggerfall. Last time we busted into Orsinium, killed this guy's guards, and then he gladly decided he was going to help us. And to help us, he gave us the location of where we would need to go to get something that would help Medora, we'll say, calm Lysandris' spirit. And we can see this in our logbook right here. It says, I have spoken to Gortwog. He claims that the dust of restful death can be found in ruins of old Baladin's place on the Isle of Balfira. He also instructed me to tell Medora that she must support his claim to the heart of Tiber Septim, whatever that is. So it looks like we're heading back to the Isle of Balfira to find the ruins of old Baladin's place. So let's go ahead and head on over there. We're going to go outside, we're going to hit W for our fast travel, and we're going to click on the Isle of Balfira. And now, rather than going straight to this place, the old ruins of Baladin Hall thing, this is Durrani Tower, isn't it? Let me see. Durrani Tower, where's the one? Where's the dungeon we want to be heading to? Graveyard. Okay, well, we can search for it when we get there. I was kind of hoping I'd be able to just quickly find it, but I guess I'll have to actually use the search function, or I'll be putting my mouse cursor over everything. Anyways, what we're gonna do though is head on over to these islands, and we'll go ahead and we'll say eat someone first, because I don't know what the travel time is going to be here. So I figure if we go ahead, oh, there we go, ruins of old Baladin's place. Now, if we can remove dungeons from the map, homes, oh, it's just small homes. Holy cow! All right. Temples, so we have, the smallest town is Warwich. So we're gonna go ahead and fast travel off to Warwich. We're gonna do so recklessly via ship and stopping at inns. Let's head on over there. And the reason why I want to come here is before I head off to the dungeon is because, well, like I just said, I think I just said it. I'm not too sure. I may have just thought it. But anyways, ultimately the reason is I need to eat someone. And I don't see anyone. Oh, come on, really? Nope, nobody's out in the streets. Somebody's got, oh, thanks. What, halt? Why halt?
Halt!
Why halt? Why are you coming after me? I haven't eaten anyone yet.
Halt!
What?
Halt!
Okay, I guess I'll eat you, that works. I was actually kind of curious. I was like, is he going to come up and talk to me, or is he just going to try to kill me? But it looks like he's going to try to, actually kill me. So we're going to go ahead and eat him. I guess he'll have to do as far as lunch goes. Dang, this guy's tough. And, oh, there's another one right here. I don't think we need to eat two, though, so I'm going to beat on him just so that I can work on my hand-to-hand skill a little bit. So that's basically the only reason I'm still sort of fighting with this guy. There we go. Knight just died. And I'm pretty sure we were done here, so let's go ahead and run out of the town. And we will go ahead and travel on over to I've already forgotten the name of the place. The ruins of old Baladin's place, I think, was the name of it. If I remember that, then it is a great step for my mind and a great achievement for my memory. Because if you've even watched a smidgen, if you just watch a tiny bit of my videos, you know that my short-term memory is garbage. So, let's see. Are we over encumbered in any way? No, we can carry we can still carry a decent amount of gold with that. So, let us go ahead and head on over to the ruins of old Baladin's place. We're going to do so recklessly, camping it out. It's only going to take one day regardless of what we do, so, there we go. Hand and critical strike went up. Perfect. Oh. I crossed the line and the music changed. Every time the music changes, I'm expecting something to happen. I'm like, okay, something's going to attack me. Things are going to be bad. But it doesn't happen, so I'm like, oh, okay, never mind. That was a bit disappointing. So I need to look around and try to find the entrance to the place, because, never mind, I just found it. Because, a while above ground, we might think it's here, but, dungeons all take place underground. Actually, this is a kind of a cool entrance. I like this entrance. I haven't seen an entrance like this before, although the top looks like it's not connected quite properly, but that's fine. I don't think it's actually meant to be connected properly or nicely. So let's go ahead and save the day. We're gonna save the game as Dungeon. And we're gonna head on into the, what the heck? I guess the ceiling's just a little bit too short. Head on into the Dungeon. Oh, this is a new entrance, kind of. So we find ourselves within, I wanna make sure I'm in the right place. We wanna go to the old Belladin's place, which is where we are at. Fire, please stop. Just shh. Quiet, fire, quiet. Good fire. All right. So now we're gonna go ahead and march our way through this terrifying dungeon in hopes of finding some place. Let me take a look at the map just so I can get an idea. Actually, it looks like a pretty small dungeon compared to some of the others we have been in. This is not, this one's not too bad. It looks the same. It looks the same as pretty much every other dungeon we've been in. But I don't know. There's a few, we'll say, design differences as far as like the layout goes that I'm like, maybe it'll be interesting. I see you, Ghost, Wraith. Whoa, I see both of you. Holy crap. Wow, okay. I think the first one might have hit me. Oh, it's a ghost. Okay. Wow. Whoa. That almost hit. Okay, it's a ghost and a wraith. All right. All right. I am a smart. Oh, wow. Oh, there's another one. Oh, that one hit me. That one totally hit me. Come on. Go ahead. Keep shooting your magics at me. Come on. All right. So it looks like we might be facing off against a lot of spirit type weapons. A lot of spirit type enemies in this in this dungeon. Holy crap. Today is not a good day for me to be recording. Like, seriously, I'm like, I can't say a single sentence without tripping over my words. My tongue is just like getting tied into a knot. I don't know why I decided to come up here. Normally I like to go ahead and explore like maybe at one floor first, make sure I explore that area before I start randomly walking off in some direction, but, or at least that's what I like to think I do, but wait a second, that's another, what is that? On the other side of the room, there's another, is that another dungeon entrance? Is it? Okay, I have to save the game here because I gotta satisfy my curiosity here. I've not seen that before. I've not seen like a door that leads to... Okay, let me examine it. Can I examine it? Do you wish to access your wagon and stay in the ruins of old Belladin's place? Where does it bring me out? It brings me back out here. Weird. And is this the exact same place as it was last time? I think it was. Huh. Well, because I don't want my map to get completely undone, we're gonna go ahead and load the game. That's why I saved while I was on the inside. I hate that, how it clears out your map every time you leave a dungeon. Okay, so we've gone ahead and we've, I guess we've established that this dungeon here has multiple entrances, which all lead up back to the same place. That's cool. I like that. You know what? No, I don't. No, darn it, Jason, you're falling into the trap. I'm like, that'd be cool. Like, imagine if, like, at the end of the dungeon, there was, like, an exit right back up to the entrance. I'm like, oh, you mean, like, Skyrim, which you heavily criticized for doing the same thing? And I was like, oh, I'm ashamed of myself. I'm ashamed of myself. It's this balance you need to sort of walk between, you know, what is... I'm trying to think of how to put this. You know, things that are convenient versus things that, you know... Things that are convenient can also kill immersion. So, like, on the one hand, you're like, yes, I want this, but then when you get it, you're like, maybe I don't want this. I don't know. Maybe if, you know, Skyrim, at least, I don't know, I felt with, you know, since the higher graphic fidelity and stuff, like, the dungeons were a little bit more, we'll say, bearable and stuff, because, you know, there was at least a bit of variety, kind of-ish, maybe? I don't know. But, With Skyrim, I would have preferred things to loop around because I think that's one of the major differences too, is that Daggerfall's dungeons are a lot larger. The lock has nothing to fear from you. Oh, really? I guess it doesn't. All right, let's bust down the door because I'm not fooling around with Steve. Jason, maybe you need to use Steve. This is not working. All right, let's try Steve. I'm like, this is really not working. Let's go ahead and try Steve. Spell effect failed. Of course it did. Is this a magically sealed door? No, it's not. It's just a really tough one. Okay. Let's keep beating on this door until it comes down. And by it comes down, it slowly squeaks or creaks open. And there was nothing in here. Amazing. Okay, I'm gonna try to rest for maybe an hour. just to get a little bit of, I'll say, oh, and a level up. Okay, cool. So I was just trying to get a few spell points back, you know, after casting Steve, but it looks like we can go ahead and level up. So let's go ahead and put those 5 points into something that will actually matter. Our magic resistance is a +6 modifier? Really? We're that resistant to when did this happen? If I put these points here, I get a +7. And I put one more into the int will give me better, more spell points. Not a whole lot. But, wow, okay. So my endurance is 100, agility is 100. If I bring my willpower up, it makes me even more resistant to spells, which is a good thing. Intelligence, it's good because it gives me more spell points. And then as I become a better spellcaster, like I just leveled up, right? I'm level 12 now, which means my spells are going to be that much more powerful just by leveling up. So yeah, I'm going to put the 1 point into intelligence and then the other points into willpower because I feel like that's really the only major way that the enemy has of hurting me. All right, we're going to go ahead and save. Once again, it's working at 24. But yeah, so like I was saying, it's, I don't know, actually that is very interesting that, you know, depending on the circumstance, I find myself with two completely different opinions. And I'm trying to pinpoint exactly, you know, why that is. In Skyrim, the idea that the dungeons sort of loop back to the entrance feels like, oh yay, easy mode. And yet, in Daggerfall, I was open to the idea. I'm like, well, you know what, actually, maybe I wasn't. That would be kind of unfair to say I was open to the idea, because when I said it, there was a little bit of apprehension. I was like, but that doesn't really make any sense because, you know, you're all the way down at the bottom and then you'd have to go all the way back up to the top and, you know, it doesn't make sense to have a doorway there. But then again, you could just sort of fill in the blanks and say that, you know, the, oh, wow, okay, I'm paralyzed. You could just say that, you know, the door doesn't lead directly to the surface, it just sort of, you know, leads to a small tunnel or small path that leads up to the surface. So that's a possibility too. I don't know. It's interesting to think about. I don't know. What do you guys think? How do you feel about the dungeons? Do you feel like Skyrim's oversimplified things? Do you feel like maybe there could be I don't know, a happy medium? Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe it's because Daggerfall's dungeons are a lot larger. I don't know. Maybe not necessarily. Maybe not necessarily an entrance or a way all the way back to the beginning. But you know, after you've entered the room, like you can hit a switch because some dungeons in Daggerfall actually do that. Yeah, that's right. Once you get to a certain point, and then you go ahead and you, I'm remembering correctly, like Majora's Tower. No, is it Majora's Tower? No, it's the one with Nilfgaard, right? From what I understand, there's a password that you can tell that tell to the door or to the statue beside the door and open it up right back to the entrance. And to me, that's actually kind of cool. It's not just some path that leads back to the entrance. That's kind of clever, we'll say level design. It's kind of got a actually it's almost kind of like Dark Souls a little bit, you know, or Zelda. In where, you know, areas loop back into each other. And if it was done that way, that's cool. But if it's just like a straight run back to the entrance, like just some long hallway, that feels cheap to me. So yeah, if they could have made like some clever, like in Skyrim, if they could have made some clever design where it's not just some one linear path, if they actually made the dungeons, even if it was, we'll say, maybe it didn't look like it was a linear path, but actually sort of was, you know, a series of rooms connected with sort of challenges. And they kind of, you know, this might exist in the game, and I don't know yet. Like I said, admittedly, my experience with Skyrim is a little bit more limited, so, you know, this could be in the game already, and I could just be, like, giving suggestions for things that they've already done, but, you know, if they had those kinds of things where, you know, it wasn't entirely, linear in that, you know, you could go down this path, and then that would clear it out and lead you back to the main room, which would lead you off to another path. And then ultimately, that would lead you to, you know, that would lead you to the end, and then, you know, you'd be really relatively close to the beginning. I think I would be okay with that because it would at least feel a little bit more. It would feel a little bit more like there's a little bit more effort rather than, okay, let's just make one solid path leading from here to there. But then this brings up the question, freaking man, I'm thinking a lot here. if these kind of dungeons and stuff were created in real life, would they all be sprawling and stuff like they are in Daggerfall? So it's like, we also got to think, well, is it practically, well, you know, there are some, you think of like, it depends on what they are, right? Because you look, like the labyrinths and stuff. Oh man, I've already forgotten what cities. Basically, you know, those labyrinths in some of those cities. I can't remember where. Is it Venice? No, maybe. You know what I'm trying to say. Somewhere over there, there is a, you know, there are some labyrinths which run all over underneath, and they're sprawling and they're huge. And to me, I'm like, well, there's an example right there of what could be seen as a real life dungeon of sorts, like what we see in Daggerfall. Ghost, okay, come on up. You're not gonna come up, are you? No, you know, you're gonna stay at the bottom, so I'm gonna, okay, I'll have to jump over you. No, I landed on your head, and I'm now paralyzed. That's cool. Alright, I am now freedomified, and I'm gonna die. Because I'm stuck on your head. Now, someone did tell me how to get past this, but, me and my infinite stupidity, forgot to remember how to do that. So we're gonna go ahead and, maybe sleep for 2 hours to try to get a little bit of health and stuff back. Alright. So yeah, maybe a mixture, like linear dungeons. Yeah, I think that's the problem, is that I'm okay with a linear dungeon as long as it's not the only kind of dungeon you find in the game, you know? Give a variety. Varieties are good. Okay. Okay, I was gonna say, can I rest here? There's like really nothing here that could attack me, I don't think. Alright. Yeah, I was like, I need to rest. I'm looking at my health, and like I spent the pretty much the last week playing some pretty tough games. I was playing actually, I'm talking about that on the Blue Screen podcast, the 4th episode, which I'm going to be putting out maybe today or tomorrow. Anyways, I'm going to be putting it out soon. And actually, I might have already put it out, depending on when this goes out. Oh, this is cool. Anyways, I've been playing like Dark Souls and Monster Hunter, and this is really cool. I like this room. This is a cool room. Like, I love this. This is, I don't know, there's something about the way things are laid out. Like, the things are just sort of strewn around about the room. You've got the water, it's going up, you know, part way up. This is, for some reason, something about this room is just really sort of resonates with me. It's kind of a very cool room. And I know I'm getting freaked out. Like, I'm not getting freaked out, but I'm getting worked up over, like, this simple little thing. It's just a bed, and what is this, a chest? And a little cabinet thing with a torch on the wall. But the torch is illuminating the room, so you got the bit of that blue sort of look to the water. And the room's kind of flooded. I don't know, it's cool. I like it. That is a really cool area. Anyways, you know, I've been playing some tough games, admittedly. And, so I was actually thinking about this, and I was like, wait a second, you know what? While I was playing these games, I made the observation, like, wait a second, I actually think I die more in Daggerfall than I do in Dark Souls. And it's because in Dark Souls, I'm being really careful, whereas in Daggerfall, I get this idea of, I'm just gonna rush at the enemy. No big deal, I've got this. I think I need to use fish sticks. Fish sticks will allow me to breathe underwater, right? Yes, where I just saw it. Did I scroll past it? Fish sticks, there we go, I'm blind. So we're gonna use fish sticks, and we're just gonna walk for the time being. I think it'd be quicker to use something else, but that's alright. We're like level 12 now too, right? So, my water breathing is gonna last a lot longer than it did before. I hope I've got enough magic to get me through this entire section, though. It does not unlock. Alright, Wraith just- alright, I killed the Wraith through you know, we're just gonna imagine that I stuck my sword through the bars, and I stabbed it on the other side. Alright, Slaughterfish, guess what? I'm gonna slaughter you. Alright, the body has no treasure. Let's go ahead and examine the room a little bit. I'm pretty sure there's nothing in here. Oh, there's some items, some loot! 36 gold pieces, and then rare symbol, and then a talisman, and really nothing else that I really am interested in. Okay, so I guess we're getting out of here. Alright, let's go ahead and get out. But yeah, I found that fascinating that in, when I was comparing Daggerfall to Dark Souls, and I was like, I've died, well, to date I've died a little bit more than I was talking about in the podcast, but you know, I've still died under 10 times. And that's after several hours of play. And in Daggerfall, you know, I could die like 10 times in one encounter. And, you know, there's something to be said about, you know, RNG. You know, there's random dice rolls within Daggerfall because you're role-playing a character in Daggerfall. It's not necessarily completely by skill. But, you know, that's still... It is a little bit because of skill because I am making stupid choices. I'm like, I'm going to rush at this enemy without being prepared with the proper resistances and stuff. You know, I could engage this enemy at range, but I'm not going to do so just because I'm feeling stubborn. So, it's, I don't know, I just found it, kind of interesting, and that's one of the reasons why I was like, oh crap, I'm paralyzed. It was one of the reasons why I was like, you know, I need to rest maybe a little bit more, make sure my health stays up a little bit more, you know, make sure I have magical tools at my my magical toolbox, you know, at all times. You know, do I have spell points? If I get into a tough spot, do I have the magic? Like that's why I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and just rest for an hour at least, get myself a little bit more. My stealth and swimming went up. See, we're making progress. We're doing good. And I haven't died, so you know that's a sign that I'm not being a dumb. All right. Let's see. And that brings up another thing. I think that's maybe that's a little bit lost. I don't know why I was looking for a secret door. There was no indication that this was a secret door in any way. I was thinking about this. You know, the difference between you know, like a role-playing game like the early Elder Scrolls versus, like, say, Skyrim. And I kind of got mixed feelings on this because, you know, in the early Elder Scrolls games, particularly, you know, you got like Morrowind. One of the big complaints about Morrowind, probably even about Daggerfall and Arena, if people could stomach the graphics and actually played them, is do I really want the Dwarven Saber? I don't need it. We're gonna leave it on the ground. That's right, we're leaving cool stuff on the ground now because we have even cooler stuff. But anyways, like in the early Elder Scrolls games, you know, prior to, it's Oblivion, right? Yeah, Oblivion did that. You know, there would be that chance to miss, you know, with your attacks because that was all determined by a dice roll. And it's because, you know, you are not playing you're playing another character, and that character's skills may not be up to snuff, and that's why they miss and stuff like that. So, on the one hand, I love that. I'm like, you know, you actually feel, I think it's a little bit more of a realistic way of dealing with things than just having so that you're constantly hitting, but just doing less damage. Because, we'll say in real life, you know, if you hit someone with a sword like 100 times, just because your skill is low, I don't think the guy's still going to be standing. To me, it would make more sense to just have you miss entirely. Now, you know, I think the problem comes from people don't like the way it's displayed on screen. They're like, well, I clearly saw myself hit. And I think that's, you know, that's where your imagination is supposed to take over. But a lot of people don't want to use their imagination. They want everything, you know, expressed, you know, explicitly through the graphics of the game. I'm going to go ahead and rest for another hour. Oh, I'm not going to do that. I changed my mind because there's enemies nearby. So, you know, I like that. But then on the other hand, I also, that is not a way to somewhere else. That's just a pit with an enemy in it. Okay. I was going to jump down there too, but I guess I'm not going to do that now. We're going to just jump over the pit. Ready, set, and jump. There we go. We made it. We're good. And then you get into like Oblivion and Skyrim, where it's a little bit more based on your own ability to fight. You know, you've like in Skyrim, for example, you've got the stamina, right? The stamina bar, and you can use you can raise your shield to block and, you know, light hit, power hits, and stuff like that. And, darn it, would you stop that? And basically, I'm not gonna take a shirt. Why are you wearing a shirt? He's like, the ghost is like, no, my haunted shirt. If I take that shirt, you're gonna haunt me. That's what's gonna happen. But yeah, it's a little bit more on the skill base, and I like that. You know, especially like I said, the games that I've been playing recently rely a lot on player skill, and you know, I do like that. But at the same time, I'm kind of torn because I really like the RPG system as well. So I don't know. In a way, I like that the games are all different, because I hate it when basically a developer just basically remakes the game, remakes the same game just shinier. And you know, you could say that if, you know, let's say, for example, we've gotten the exact same thing as, like, Morrowind, or the same thing as Daggerfall, or the same thing as Oblivion, or the same thing as, you know, any of the Elder Scrolls games. If we got the same thing for its sequel, it's just, you know, in a different setting, I don't know if I would like that. I think it's good to take chances and really explore what can be done with a game or a genre, or make them different. That way it doesn't make the previous game obsolete. You know, I have a reason to play all the Elder Scrolls games because they are all distinctly different, and they all have their different, you know, pros and cons. You know, I think that so far, I have now played a decent number of them. I think that the one that I am least likely to come back to, though, is honestly Daggerfall. It's weird because I did not expect my feelings for this game to be that way. I was actually really pumped. I was like, sweet, all right, we're finally touching Daggerfall. Things are gonna be cool, and it's weird to actually think that I'm actually more excited to we'll say play Oblivion than I have been for Daggerfall. So that's cool. It's all right to you know, have your mind change, be open to be like, you know what, maybe I need to, we'll say, readjust my opinions on things, and maybe Oblivion will be a more entertaining experience. Or maybe it's just a case of when you do something you don't like doing, or we'll say like the lesser of two evils. That's basically how it is. I don't know. We will find out when we get there, because, you know, this is like when I started playing Daggerfall. It wasn't like the first time I had played it. I had actually played it at some point in the past, and so it's not like I was like, oh, Daggerfall, what the heck is that? Okay, I'll play, I've heard good things. No, I actually played it, and I actually thought, okay, this is going to be cool. But there are certain flaws that only become apparent the longer you go in. That's kind of how I felt about Oblivion 2 at first. When I first started playing it, I was like, okay, this is cool. Same thing with Skyrim. I was like, oh man, this is really cool. But then over time, you know, you realize, you notice these other little things. So, but admittedly, like I said, I haven't played those as much as I've played. What the have we got here? A Daedric Flail. Thank you very much. We will be taking that. I don't think I can use it, but we'll be taking it because it's Daedric, and we would be an idiot to leave Daedric stuff lying around. So it's obvious now that we've reached a certain level where Daedric stuff is going to be dropping. Lovely. If only I could wear armor better than leather. It's so annoying when people are like, why don't you upgrade your armor? It's like, I can't! My class prohibits it! It's against my class religion or something, I don't know. Because we know I've got the strength to do it, but I don't know, whatever, sure, okay. Yep. So yeah, basically the bottom line, basically what I'm trying to get at is opinions change, and it's not a bad thing. Like, maybe I'll expose myself to them, and you know, I'll like them. I'll like them a lot more, and that's cool. Hey, heck, maybe going back to Morrowind, you know, sandwiching Morrowind and all these will actually change my opinion about Morrowind. Maybe I won't like it as much. Yeah, that's not likely. I'm such a freaking hypocrite. Well, maybe not a hypocrite, but it's amusing to think. No, I've played enough of Morrowind to know that it's something I absolutely love. That I don't see that opinion changing. All right, I'm at risk of dying, so let's actually move back a bit and then go through our terrible system here, inventory or casting system, whatever, to actually get where is it? I just want a healing thing. Wait, do I have a healing? I've got something for healing, right? Sealed door, cursing, healing short shirt. Sure. Okay, that works. I thought I was an evening gown I was using, but I don't have enough for freedom. Do I have something that will unrestrainable dagger? Will that spell effect failed? Okay. I'm pretty sure I've got something on my in my possession that will help me negate my paralysis. Let me see. Never tiring mark. Increases stamina. Let's see. Diamond of far silence. Magic items. Cast when used. Free action. Steal unrestrainable dagger. Yeah, so it does cast free action. Does it cast it on me? Or does it cast it on the enemy? Oh no! What if it casts it on the enemy? Okay, there we go. I'm free. All right. Ghost just died. All right. Wow. Okay. It said spell effect failed, so I was wondering, like, oh, does that cast something on, you know, my target, or is it actually going to be cast on me? I don't know. Anyways, we are actually out of time for today, so we're going to go ahead and end things here. If you like the video, you like the content, and you would like to see more of it, go ahead and give the video a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, leave it a thumbs down. Either way, let me know what you thought in the comment section. And until next time, I would like to ask you all to game on.